We thought he was just an angry neighbor, until he climbed down from his balcony. The river was our spot. One of those places you feel like you discovered, even though a dozen other people probably think the same thing. It was a sharp turn in the water that had carved out a little beach of smooth gray stones. To get there, you had to follow a dirt path away from the road, deep enough that the sound of cars was replaced by the rush of the current. My boyfriend Cy and I had gone down late, around 7. The sun was getting low, turning the surface of the water to hammered gold. The air was cool and smelled like damp earth and pine. We weren't supposed to be there after dark, but it was still an hour away. We figured we had time. We spread a blanket on the stones and took turns playing songs off our phones, keeping the volume low. It was quiet. Peaceful. We'd been there maybe 10 minutes when the light hit us. It wasn't a slow sweep. It was just suddenly there, a perfect, blinding circle of white that pinned us against the dark woods. I flinched, throwing a hand over my eyes. The light was coming from a house perched on the steep hill across the river. It was far enough away that we were just two small shapes, but close enough for that beam to feel like a physical touch. C killed the music instantly. "Okay, message received," he muttered. We both figured it was a homeowner, annoyed. But the sign said we could be here until dark. It wasn't dark. "Hey man," Cy shouted, his voice friendly, trying to show we weren't trouble. "What's up?" His voice was swallowed by the sound of the river. The light stayed on us for a few more seconds, unmoving. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, it winked out. We could see a silhouette on the balcony turn and walk to the other side, disappearing from view. The peace was shattered. We sat in silence, the phone line forgotten on the blanket. The sounds of the woods felt different now, filled with things I couldn't see. My eyes kept flicking back to that dark balcony. 3 minutes passed, maybe 5. Then the light was back. This time it felt different. We weren't talking, weren't playing music. We were just sitting there. But the beam found us immediately, a perfect spotlight. There was no mistaking the intent. "We're leaving," I whispered. The words tightened my throat. Cy yelled again, "Hey, we're not doing anything." The light clicked off. The silhouette on the balcony turned and slid back through a glass door into the house. I kept my eyes locked on the windows, expecting to see him watching us. Instead, I saw the lights inside the house go out. First, what looked like a lamp in a living room, then another deeper inside. The house went completely dark. My blood ran cold. That wasn't someone going to bed. That was someone killing the light so they could see outside better. "Cy, we need to go. Now." He was watching the house too, his body tensed. What the hell is he doing? Then the glass door slid open again. The silhouette emerged, but he didn't stop at the railing. He swung one leg over, then the other, and dropped from the balcony onto the steep, overgrown hillside below. He didn't use stairs, he just climbed over. He started moving down the hill, toward the river, toward us. He moved with a weird, deliberate slowness, using the thick foliage for cover. He reached a thick oak tree at the bottom of the slope, just at the edge of the woods lining the riverbank, and disappeared behind it. We were frozen, watching the tree. For a second, there was nothing. Then, a shape emerged from behind the trunk, just the top of a head and one eye staring directly at us. He wasn't moving, he was just peeking around the bark, watching. That's what broke me, the hunting behavior. The sheer predatory stillness of it. "I'm leaving," I said, my voice shaking as I scrambled to my feet, grabbing our stuff. "I'm fucking leaving." We turned our backs and started power walking up the dirt path. Cy, who's always had a bit of a temper, couldn't just leave it. He spun around and screamed into the twilight, "Fuck you, you creep." The instant the words left his mouth, the flashlight beam stabbed through the darkness from behind the tree, locking right onto us. We didn't walk after that. We ran. We crashed up that path, not daring to look back. The image of that single watching eye burned into my mind. I don't care if you want kids off your lawn, you don't turn off all your lights, climb over your own balcony, and stalk them from the woods. That's not a warning, and I have no idea what would have happened if we'd stayed to find out what he wanted.